I demand entertainment.
Are you not entertained?
Put on your dancing shoes.
Now give me your best shot.
The deputy editor at the Daily Oz. She's a big deal. Emma Gillespie is here.
Not as big a deal as our Matildas for one night only, or one morning only, rather. Jonesy and Amanda, this is a sports segment today. It will never happen again.
You are not the biggest sporting. This is amazing, though. We've all become this. People, the fact that Australia has embraced this so much and we're not known as a soccer country.
Exactly.
This has been an extraordinary thing. I don't think we've ever seen the like of this.
I don't think we have either. Long live the Tillies. Now, the numbers are in for the broadcast ratings. 4.17 million average audience for
and
this
that's
broadcast.
average, which means it peaked higher than that.
Exactly, and that's not even accounting for all of the pubs and the viewing parties, the stadiums that were packed out with people watching in public places. 7 million people reached, they reckon, the number one rating TV sport program of the past decade for Seven, and as we've heard since, indeed, Kathy Freeman's gold at the 2000 Olympics, and in a streaming first, the number one streaming event ever in Australia. We had about 500,000 people watching on 7+, which is pretty significant when you think about, you know, the advent of streaming and how people watch sport on streaming. It's a whole new whiz-bang thing, but people are getting around it.
Are the stats in on how many people were streaming my wedding speech while the game was going on at the stadium?
Yeah, I think it's just shy of the 4 million mark there, Jonesy. You've just been pipped at the post.
Because Amanda, I've never seen Amanda more supportive when I was doing a wedding speech.
Go, I said. And then I came in and watched your speech. I saw a great tweet. This person said, my daughter just told me her friend's little son asked his mum after watching the Matildas, can boys play football too? This has just spun everything on its head, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Women's sport is amazing.
I do not remember in my whole life feeling anything like this about women's sport, seeing people rally around women's sport in this way. My family are absolute sports nuts, and it's, you know, this is the first time that I have really felt truly passionate about a sporting team. And how can you not fall in love with these players? Like Mackenzie Arnold, the goalkeeper.
Amazing.
When you Google Mackenzie Arnold, have you seen the picture of the brick wall?
Oh, I love it. I saw someone said they've done a new mural in honour of her, and I just looked, it's just a picture of a brick wall.
And how good is this?
Calling her the Minister for Defence.
The Minister for Defence. Goalkeeping was never actually what she wanted to do. And as a youngster, she was trying out for a team as a defender, but the coach said, not this time, but maybe you can have a crack at goalie. Right. And I mean, thank God she did.
Yeah. And what about Courtney Vine? I love what was said, what she was asked about it. And she said, well, I stood up and I took the kick. Just that phrase, I stood up, I get emotional thinking about it, because that's the resilience you want your own kids to have, that you want in your own life. The laser focus, it took those women to do what they had to do.
When you watch them taking those penalties, I mean, what a moment. Like, it is just, you feel so much for any team put in those situations. The pressure cooker environment. And it's Courtney
hard,
Vine
but
comes on as a substitute.
Yep.
And she sunk that winning penalty. The crowd absolutely goes into a frenzy. My whole apartment building, I could feel it shaking, everyone screaming in their different apartments around.
And it's also great that we all knew Sam Kerr's name before this. I don't think many of us would be able to identify many of the other Matildas. But here we are. We know these other names, and they have proven to themselves that they can also achieve without Sam.
It's taken a lot of people by surprise, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
This has taken TV and network people to just everyday people in the street.
I think the proof of that, Jonesy, is in that, you know, Channel 7 aren't broadcasting that many games from the tournament. You think of the Men's World Cup and, you know, there's broadcasts of all games at all hours, all the time. There's not actually that many of the games. Obviously, the finals have made it to the broadcast on 7, but a lot of the early, you know, round of 16 and before that group stage games, you know, were not broadcast anywhere. So that's kind of a missed opportunity and maybe a lesson learned for the networks going forward.
An interesting debate then about equal pay for women. It's often been said that we don't draw as big a crowd as the men.
Yeah, and look at them now.
Yeah.
The Matildas, I found out only this year, only a couple of months ago, became the first women's football team in the world to receive the same pay as their male counterparts. So the Football Federation Australia announced that was going to be formalised in April and May. Right. So that's quite significant. But the prize money for the Women's World Cup is different to the men's, and you know, none of the other teams in the other countries have parity with male players. So I think it's interesting to think about this momentum, how do we keep that going? And yet we're all loving them when they're winning. And, you know,
Oh, yeah,
The
we drop
World
them like
Cup
a hot
is-
rock as soon as they lose. That's the problem with our country.
This is a once in a 4-year event. So what
Yeah.
happens over the next 4 years? Well, it's like make sure that we've got participation at a community level. Enroll girls in sport, rally around your local clubs. Look at where some of these star players, your Mackenzie Arnolds, your Courtney Vines, your Mary Fowlers, your Hayley Rassos, where did they come up through? And, look to those communities. And if we can get people playing community sport, then we can ensure that we've got teams into the future, and also that they don't all have to go and play overseas. Most
Exactly.
of these Tilly's girls are all playing in Europe.
And we do that right here, right now. Amanda gets paid much more than I do, and I'm happy for that.
Well, what can I say,
happy for
Brenda?
that.
He's an ally.
I am.
Yeah,
You know.
and I appreciate
Right
all
on,
your support.
sister. Right on. You'll find more from Emma on Instagram at M_Gillespie. She is a big deal.
Oh,
She
you
should
are.
get. She's not
Stop
getting
it.
paid enough.